So, good morning. I look kind of terrible today because it is 8 o'clock in the morning and I've been at work for an hour. And I jumped out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I am way overdue for an update here. And I think that this is a really important week to make sure that I have an update. I've previously tried to update things, but then after I make the video, things fall through. So, um, just to kind of bring you up to speed in terms of the divorce. Um, Still working on things. I went and filed. I don't know if I've posted anything since I went to the courthouse and filed for divorce officially. So that was a very emotional experience. I did all my paperwork. I mailed all the paperwork to him, all that kind of stuff. So I did that on a Friday, and I had to meet with him at the bank to have some notarized stuff because what happens in Indiana, you have to wait 60 days between when you file or between when things are filed and then they're finalized. So I went and I did that. I was back in January at some point. I don't even remember at this point. So I went and I filed, and um, they gave me a court date then. So tomorrow, February 8th, is our court date. Since I'm representing myself and there are no contested issues, basically what happens is we have some forms that we are able to fill out and get notarized saying that we have no contest, we're not splitting anything. And once they're notarized, if we go in tomorrow, which is like a mediation assessment, and we say we have no issues, we turn in this paperwork, we should be good. If there are any issues or he decides to fight something, then we would have to go through like mediation in a court case. But we're pretty much in agreement that that's not going to happen. So tomorrow I have to be at the courthouse at 9 a.m. I am taking all the paperwork that we have so that I can just present it to the court. And from what I understand from my therapist is really it's a matter of us going in, them saying, do you agree on everything? Where's your paperwork? Okay, you'll be mailed a certificate in 60 days. And that's what basically happened that's what they told me when I went to file at the clerk's office. They were super, super nice there. I was very stressed out, very emotional. Thankfully, my mom drove me there and picked me up afterwards, so it wasn't so awful bad. But I did make sure that I took the whole day off so that I could kind of process that. Um, the last couple weeks have been very emotional for a lot of reasons, but I've had to meet with him a couple of times. We met to do the notary stuff, and he, of course, jacked me around a little bit and would set up a meeting and then cancel, and set up a meeting and cancel. So when we finally did meet at the bank, we ended up talking for like an hour and a half, and it was really nice. And it was, a conversation with that person that I did really love. But at the same time, I don't miss all of the drama and the nonsense that he was talking about. So in the meantime, we've had to worry about taxes, and our initial plan was to go through and file married but separate. Um, so I was supposed to actually have my taxes filed about a week ago on Sunday, and some things happened that ended up with me not being able to get them filed because I have a friend that files them for me for free. He likes to do accounting in his free time. So that was supposed to happen. It didn't. He emailed me and he was very brash and very angry and absolutely having one of those weeks where he was cycling through his anger and the negative emotions. So he said that we needed to do it, file just jointly because of the refund and my school stuff. And he was being the kind of person that looks out for me and is thinking about things that are beneficial to him and I both, which I can respect and I'm grateful for that. But he was very angry and calling me names, and it was ridiculous. So we had to set up a time to meet so that I could get his tax information because I was not going to pay for taxes. And so we met on it would have been last Thursday. And it was ugly. It was so ugly. He got out of the car incredibly aggressively. It was a full day of him emailing me horrible things. And when we got there, I had to wait for 25 minutes. He got out of the car and was aggressive and disrespectful. And then by the time he got back in the car, he was already emailing me again and calling me names. And I just had to sit in the parking lot shaking because I was so shaken. I was so mad. And I'm a person that never says that I hate anybody or want anything bad to happen. But let me tell you how many of my buttons this guy pushes. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. So this week he's been back to emailing me. Like yesterday, he emailed me multiple times, just sort of joking around and being friendly. I don't know. He's just all over the place, and it makes me very nervous because we had been okay, and then it came to this tax stuff, and he was a belligerent jerk about things, and now he's being fine again. So I have this intense amount of fear that we're going to go to court tomorrow, and he's going to be in one of those moods and completely screw up this whole process. But I can't dwell on that. Personally, I have worked very hard on trying to prep myself. There have been a lot of things going, like hormonally and otherwise, that have been going on in the last couple weeks that have made it very difficult for me to deal emotionally with a lot of things. Um, and I'm still being more productive and more proactive than I have in past years. And even 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to deal with things the way that I'm dealing with them now. But I've been very methodically proactive this week about how I deal with things, and I'm preparing myself for court before I get there because I don't want it to be a situation where I go in, I have a complete mental breakdown, and then I just, go off the deep end for the next week trying to deal with it. So I have, had meetings with friends where I'm just kind of talking to them through things. I have worked my hours this week, so I don't have to work at all tomorrow after court. I have let everybody that needs to know that, hey, I'm going to court tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to be. I went to therapy yesterday to kind of prep beforehand. Um, I have told, friends and people that are close to me that I may need to be around people. So if that's the case, I would like to go out to lunch. I would like to do, such and such. But then I've also said I may not want to be around people. So I have plans to go to a movie by myself and just sort of wander around makeup stores if that's what I need to do. So, I went to therapy yesterday and we talked about how it's really important for me to be very flexible with myself. And the one thing that I know is that I won't know what I need until I get there, and that I just need to kind of lean into it. And I've done really everything that I can to prep for that. So I don't know. I woke up super early today because I feel like I'm dealing with this low grade depression constantly, and I've not been sleeping very well. And I've just been sleeping through my alarm, and I am so bound and determined not to sleep through my alarm tomorrow. Oh my gosh, that'd be so terrible for me to sleep through that. So I got up super early today just to kind of get my body in the mode of waking up at the butt crack of dawn tomorrow. So that's another prep thing that I'm doing. But that's really it. It's been a really rough couple of weeks, and I've, again, multiple times started to come on and make a video, and I just haven't because there's just too much for me to talk about and for me to understand. So I don't know, I suppose I can try and make a video tomorrow after I file and talk about how I feel. No guarantees on that though, because I don't know how I will feel and I don't know how ready to make a video I will be. But I do know and I've acknowledged the fact that this is going to be big. And just sort of my emotional reaction working up to tomorrow has been very, very big. I've really sort of leaned into music, which is one of my biggest coping skills. It's the biggest thing in my life. And there are some songs that have really helped me through this process, and I've actually had the same song recommended to me by multiple friends. So that's been a good song, and I plan on playing it the whole way to the courthouse tomorrow. So things are good. I'm positive, and I'm happy that things are almost done, but at the same time, it's very devastating to think about how final this is and how this is really the last fight I'm going to have to make if he's okay with everything tomorrow. I will have to meet up with him at least one more time because I'm in the process of ordering pictures of his daughter because I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I just deleted all these pictures of her growing up, 6 years of her life that he wouldn't have and she wouldn't have in the future. So I'm in the process of printing out all these pictures. I told him that was something that I was willing to do for him. And with tax money, we'll have to split it. I had it come to my account because I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. So I'll meet up with him for that, but it'll just be different because it'll be over. And then I just wait until the middle of March when I get the certificate in the mail and I can change my name back. And then in April, some of my very best friends have decided to throw me a divorce party. It's going to be like a bachelorette party, but for my second life. And that's been a very emotional thing, knowing that people love me so much and that I have right now a group of like 15 to 20 people that are coming in just to support me and celebrate me and, talk about how much my life has changed and how much of myself I am again. So things are exciting. It's just I have to get through this one last push. And I know I can do it. It's just difficult. So I will update you once things are finished.